Good morning, Trey, and how are you?
Good morning, Miss Woodland. How are you doing?
Life is good. Life is good. I'm still in Chicago and trying to get me a flight to California. That's been kind of hectic. Um, to see my other son. I guess I've just been doing a little procrastinating because I'm kind of afraid to get, not afraid, but I don't want to get on the plane and wear that mask for 4 hours. They're hard to breathe in. But other than that, I'm okay. How have you been?
Good. Just staying busy trying to get this work done.
We are
What's
glad to
your
have you
task?
here this morning. Samantha will be back on Wednesday, everybody. She was unable to make it this morning. She had some things she needed to take care of, but she will be back. But we are glad to have Trahern here as our special guest. Welcome, Trahern. Thank you
Hey,
for
thank you for
stopping
having
by.
me.
We appreciate you. And I asked Trahern to stop by because I wanted to talk about a couple of things. One was a stimulus package that was just passed yesterday by the U.S. Congress, and two is that we have this big rally going on in D.C. For inauguration day, and I want Trent to tell you more about that. So we're gonna lead off with that, and then we're gonna end with that whole stimulus package thing. So Trent, tell us more about this rally that we are doing next month.
So the theme of the rally is we delivered. Now it's time to collect. Well, I didn't deliver. I didn't vote for them, but the majority of Black people in America did vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And what we're saying is, since the Black community, has delivered, got Joe Biden into the White House, that it's time for Joe Biden to return the favor. Um, in the past, like we would just vote, say, "Oh, he went to this college," or "He looks nice in a tie," or "Oh, he's Black," but we would never really look at what policies they were presenting. So when
Right.
Barack Obama ran, he told us, "I don't support reparations," but we didn't really understand how serious of consequences of electing somebody like that would have on us, or not even having demands. So even when Obama was in, we didn't protest. We should have been at.
Well,
We didn't protest Obama. Never. Black people didn't. I think the Black farmers did, and they got a little bit of, you know, when they did protest, they did get a little bit. It was near nothing close to enough, but they did get a little bit of something from the USDA while Obama was in. But as far as the rest of us, like Black people, American descendants of slavery, chattel slavery, we should have been at the White House every day demanding that Obama cut the check. Obama wouldn't have won the election without Black people. Likewise, Joe Biden didn't win this election without Black people. If it wasn't for the Black people in Detroit, Biden wouldn't be president. If it wasn't for the Black people in Philadelphia, Biden wouldn't be president. If it wasn't for the Black people in Georgia that got him over the top, and who the Democrats are dependent on right now, they would not get power. So it's
I
not
just
just
gotta
for Joe
add
Biden. It's not
that
just for Joe Biden to understand. It's also for Black people, for us to understand the power that we have with our vote, and that we can make or break a presidency, but we can't continue to put people in office who do not have our best interests, who are not going to listen to our demands and do something about our demands. And right now, our demand is full and complete reparations for the American descendants of slavery. It's a $16 trillion bag that we're talking about, and
correct.
we need the check to be cut. So
I
that's why
got
we're
my
showing.
check shirt on, right?
That's why we're showing up in Washington. Um, Police accountability. Also, you're seeing in Ohio, 19-year-old had a Subway sandwich. He was killed. Up here, a naked man in a police in a hiding in a dumpster was shot, bit.
How many times was he shot?
He was shot several times. He was bit. He was maced. So this is why we're going to Washington D.C. to demand reparations and redress and cessation. Cessation means stop killing us, socially, politically, and economically. So that's why we're going to DC, and we'll be demanding this 400-year-old debt. that the United States owes, and we want Joe Biden to keep his promise. Earlier this week or last week, Breonna Taylor's mother published an article in the Washington Post telling Joe Biden to keep his promise.
Yes.
And so when in the elections were happening, people will put on this real somber face and start feeling really sad. And then I'm going to connect with families and I'm going to do this. Okay, you connected with families. The families connected with you. They gave you their support. Now they want that same energy given back to them. So Breonna Taylor's family needs justice, Joe Biden. You're about to be president. What are you going to do for them?
I think that he's already forgotten about us as a people. If you look at the way he set up his administration so far, the same black leaders that he put him into office, and I got to say that coon for him across the country to put him in office. He's been shrugging them and basically ignoring them as far as it comes to his administration. His administration is all majority pale skin, as our Native American brothers and sisters would say.
Well, he's been making he's added a few black people to some positions, but they had a meeting last week with civil rights leaders, and a lot of them were upset about the cabinet picks. And they were saying things like, we want to be the head. We want chief, we want to be in charge. We don't want to be someone who's working under somebody and taking orders. And I hear that because there's a lot of capable black leaders that could be doing that. But my thing is, we shouldn't just be asking Joe Biden for jobs. We should be asking Joe Biden, not asking, but demanding, which we are doing.
Right.
And see, a lot of organizations haven't been doing that. They'll be online talking, but we got to be in the streets and demanding justice and making things happen. What
are some of the organizations that are coming out with us that are that have signed on to demand reparations for?
We got Racial Justice Network, Twin Cities Coalition. Black Lives Matter, Twin City Metro, ADOS DMV, CBAC, Concerned Black Americans, and a few others. So we're really excited about this march and rally. And
we want to invite people to come out. I don't know if we've done a good job inviting people. We're saying that we're going. We're definitely going. We're going to be there. But we need bodies. We need people that are that will stand with us and demand reparations for American descendants of chattel slavery. We need our allies. We need our African brothers. We need all of our people, everyone who's worked with us in the past, everyone who claims to love Black lives. We need you to stand with us and demand reparations, demand what's owed to us by the United States government. I feel if you really love us, you want to see us fully self-supporting and being able to take care and function in this country the way that everyone else is able to function in this country. So I'm inviting everybody, lottie-dottie, everybody who's ever worked with us, everybody who claims to love Black lives, to come with us to Washington, stand there in BLM's Plaza with us, march with us in Washington, and say, we demand that reparations be paid to American descendants of chattel slavery.
No doubt. Really excited about this. It's a long time coming, and we're starting to do politics a different way. We're saying no tangibles, no vote. Voting is an exchange. This is a business deal. This isn't something new. We've been reading the book, The Debt. As you know, we got the St. Paul Recovery Act, Reparations Book Club. One of the first book we read was The Debt by Randall Robinson. In that book, he quotes the governor, Maynard Jackson, I believe. And Maynard Jackson said that we should all Black voters should carry around a card with the Black agenda on it. So anytime somebody comes to your door asking for your vote, you go into your pocket and then you can ask them questions. That first question would be, do you support reparations?
Of course.
And if the politician says he does and that he's going to fight for it, then we can say we're going to support you. If he doesn't, then we just slam the door and say, have a great day. And it's that simple. And that's how we should be doing politics. And that's the way we're going to start moving in the next day. Now, that's how we're moving. And that's how we think all Black voters should move.
Of course.
There's things where people say, we're not a monolith. We're not a monolith. You know, we're not a monolith. But economically, we're a monolith.
Correct.
Right? Whites have 90%. Whites have 90% of the wealth. Blacks have 2.7% of the wealth. Our voting patterns are monolith. Our housing patterns are kind of monolith. So we might have different ideals a little bit, but the data, when you start looking at data, there's monolithic.
What does that word mean, Trey? Because there are some people out there saying, well, what is he talking about? We don't know what that means. What does
a monolith is mean? Well, even you talk about the monolithic religions, it means that they just work like you worship one God, right? Okay. So that would be like Black people think one way, or we act one way, or we're all the same way. As far as the American descendants of slavery, we do have a lot of different ideals and different backgrounds, but economically, there's a monolith. When we vote a certain way, when you vote 90% for somebody, that's monolithic voting patterns, you know. So 90% of Black people voted for Joe Biden, Barack Obama. That's a monolith, right?
Yes.
So if the majority of you are in poverty, or if we're under a certain economic status, that's a monolith. The majority of us are there. When you get under 50%, then you can start saying, well, there's some differences. If there's not, you know what I'm saying? If it's
that was a great number. That was a huge number we put. Well, not I personally I did not vote for at the top of the ticket, because I believe that my vote is precious. I believe that my vote means something. And if you're not, and it's like Trahern said, it's an exchange. And if you're not giving no tangibles, no vote. And people are like, well, we just got to get Trump out of there. He's going to take our democracy. Well, I need you to know that Black people have been living under a dictatorship since we got here 401 years ago. This is not something new to us. Trump wasn't the worst thing that ever happened to us. The worst thing that ever happened to us in America was slavery. It was slavery. It was lynching. It was our children being taken from us. It was us being hung and dragged. And there are so many other things that happened other than Trump. So I need people. I was trying to get people to understand that if we just stand our ground one time, that maybe, just maybe, they'll hear our voices, because it's our voices and our vote that got Biden into office. If I'm not correct, if I'm not mistaken, right, Trey?
Yeah, but and then so there's elections coming up here in January in Georgia. Then they're right around the corner. You know, is going to be, people are already starting to run for Senate and stuff. The midterm elections will be coming up in 2022. Mm-hmm. So again, if the Democrats don't want to talk about reparations, then Black people can go somewhere else. And somewhere else you can go is the Green Party of the United States, preferably the Green Party of the United States Reparations Working Group. We work on these type of issues.
And the Green Party United States Black Caucus, we need more Black voices. We need more people who are centered in who they are as Black people, and more ADOS voices.
We really would. If you're
a Green Party member, we would love for you to come to and join the Black Caucus. If you're not a part of any party and you're tired of the Democrats, you're tired of the Republicans, and you want and you're serious about policies that will uplift Black people, join the Green Party of the United States Black Caucus, in the Minnesota Green Party, and the Green Party in the Minnesota Green Party Black Caucus. Excuse me. In the Minnesota Green Party Black Caucus, we are doing phenomenal work, and I'm extremely proud of the things that we are doing here in Minnesota, under the leadership, of course, of Trahern Crews. We are doing great things in the Minnesota Green Party. So we would love to have new members come in. You are doing a wonderful job. I need to tell you that. Like, you're doing it, my brother. And we are so proud of you here in Minnesota. We're proud of you in the Green Party, and we're also proud of you as a people. So I want to thank you on the behalf of all of the people that you have served recently.
I really appreciate that, and I'd like to thank you for stepping up in the work you've done this year. You ran a great campaign. Our ballot access laws here in Minnesota are not right. They're designed to keep third-party candidates off the ballot. Ilhan Omar would have had a very different race, and she would have had to talk about issues that she's not really addressing right now. And we're not really addressing issues that focus on the American descendants of slavery, but people want to ride the back of George Floyd. People want to ride the back of Marcus Golden. People want to ride the back of Thurman Blevins, whose ancestors went through slavery, went through Jim Crow, went through the lynching period. Most of the victims of police brutality are American descendants of slavery. So if you're out here marching, if you're riding off that energy, if you're raising money off that energy, and it's not getting down to the people who are causing this to happen, we need you to change course immediately and get that money to the right people, and then support the right policies that we need. And those policies, that top policy right now is reparations.
Absolutely correct. And we want to call, and I'm going to say I want to call out BLM California for where's the money, people? We know that there are the chapters are doing the work. We know that we're doing the grassroots work, but we're not getting the funding that's being received to the national BLM, and that's a whole nother show. But I just thought I'd put that out there while.
A lot of organizations, like BLM Minnesota, a lot of and other organizations are doing the work on the ground, and we're doing it out of our own pockets.
Yes.
And then some of these other organizations are getting money off the work that we did, and it's problematic. But so we got to make sure that we do a better job going forward, that we do a better job being self-sufficient and raising our own money and doing things like that, so that we can do the programs that we know need to happen in our community. There are things we know need to be happening right now that we just can't fund. Right. And then if we say, well, this needs to happen, they'll take it and do something and then distort it, and it really won't come out the way it's supposed to come out. And then so then a good ideal that we've put out there is now not working right. But I'm excited. I'm happy about a lot of things that are happening. There is a lot of good work going on here in Minnesota. And I want to
say good morning, everybody. I just wanted to she just texted me and wanted to tell everybody good morning. I'm sorry, Trahern. Oh, no Go ahead. I'm sorry. But yeah, it is a lot of good work, and continue. I'm sorry about that.
So yeah, and there's good work going on by Black organizations here in the Twin Cities, and I'd like to congratulate them. Like I said last night, especially the Black churches stepped up during COVID. So we got to salute you guys, man. They fed the people, helped house the people. A lot of good things. The stimulus package, is that what?
Woo! Yes, let's talk about this stimulus package. I think they said $6 trillion. Was it $6 trillion? $6 trillion, and they have a hard time cutting a check for reparations, right? So this is the second stimulus package that has happened in America during this COVID season, during this COVID experience. We had one, when was that, in March or April, the first one, and now we're going to see a 600 direct cash payments. That's what they're doing now, right? Does the language sound familiar, my brother? Like that they're doing $600 direct cash payments to the American people, and even people who don't have Social Security numbers, who have IEN numbers, you'll get $600 too this time. And $30 million is going to go to small banks that service African Americans and Latinos, because
30 million or billion?
30 billion.
I haven't looked at it yet.
Billion. It was $30 billion dollars that I'm going to turn it down some. But yeah, he was, I believe he said 30 billion, because he said 30. Yes, he said 30 billion. He said that, because we deserved it. We were very nice people who had been treated very, very poorly.
Wow, that's the truest thing Trump's ever said.
Okay. I said, you're a little too late. You should have said that when in election time. Like, if you had said anything that supported Black lives, we were looking for a way out. We were looking for something. Like, if you'd took Cube up on his offer, or even, said this is the Black came with a better Black agenda than that Black platinum BS that he came up, forgive me, Jesus, then he might have been taken seriously. We were looking for help. We were looking for somebody that wanted to hear what we had to say, and he was not. It's
hard for him. A lot of his base is racist, or are considered racist, so it's hard to deal. I think when he first got in office, he was able to kind of bring those two groups together, because there was two groups. So you have white people, rural whites, who have been marginalized or feel like the Ivy League people and the ivory towers are looking down on them. Then you have Black people who just feel like they're being used by those people, and those people aren't addressing those needs. So a lot of Black people was just like, I'm not voting for Trump. Then a lot of the whites came out, and then that's how he won. During the election, I think, people kind of played to, it was Black Lives Matter. People were dancing in Black Lives Matter. People were twerking in the voting lines. It was crazy. You know what I mean? And I was like,
white supremacist.
Why are they doing us like, so?
We have been conditioned to think a certain way.
Yeah, so it's not even just that. You have to people will fight you over like the Democrat Party, the Democrat Party's right and exact, and Joe Biden. It'd be like, I forgive you so I can forgive Joe Biden. You'd be like, but I didn't put 1 million men in jail.
2 million.
2 million men in jail. I didn't kill 1 million. I didn't vote to kill 1 million people in Iraq. I didn't, and I didn't say I'm going to be tough on crime for 47 years. And tough on crime is tough on Black people. But Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have a chance to change, though, right? We don't. A lot of times we don't think people will change, but on day one, Joe Biden has the chance to do this reparations work. Kamala Harris has a chance to do police accountability work on day one. So you guys have the chance to redeem yourself right now. And if they don't, we as a people have a chance to come together and unite and vote them out. So it's beautiful to me. It's a win-win. I didn't, I think it was good. I didn't vote for either one, but I think Black people, we need to see where the Democrat Party's at, and we really can't see where they're at unless they're in power. So Obama showed us, we really just didn't get the.
We were so engulfed in the fact that we had our first Black president, but a lot of people don't even realize it. He's not a Black of our same lineage. We've never had anyone at the top of the ticket who has American slave ancestry. We've never had anyone who has been through their parents and foreparents been through Jim Crow or been through slavery or had the things happen to them and their families that we've had happen to our families, even though they often ride off of our lineage to get into office.
You're right. But right now, Obama's not president.
Right.
He's not the president-elect. Joe Biden is, and he has a chance to do what Obama didn't do. Obama didn't address police accountability the way he should have. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris can, and that's why we're going to Washington, D.C. Obama didn't pay reparations because he said other groups would get upset. But America didn't care how other groups fought when they put us in chattel slavery.
That's right.
We were going through the lynching period. Nobody cared how we felt. So this is just some things that we should be thinking about. I don't want to sit here and just hammer the Democrats and talk bad about them. I hope the stimulus package should have had more. I don't think it should just be. What did you say it was now?
I believe it's $6 trillion, and it's included in that is paycheck protection, additional unemployment.
Let's stop with paycheck protection. Half of the black businesses in the last round didn't get 41% didn't get payroll protection, the PPP funds. So right. I heard something, they said 41% of black businesses closed because of COVID-19. So in less than a year, 41% of black businesses closed. I think we had like 1.1 million black businesses. Now half of them are gone because of COVID and because they couldn't access those PPP funds. So again, this is something Trump should have been on before if he was really concerned about the people yeah. marginalized the most. But what else is in there?
There is unemployment, renewed unemployment, because the unemployment went out. It was ending on the 31st of December. So they're extending it through March, and they're going to give 11 weeks, additional $300 per American. Raymond said would like to talk with you guys on some different strategies, the future strategy. I'm not understanding. What do you mean different strategies? What do you mean, Raymond? Please elaborate. But there's 11 weeks of additional $300 pay. There is they're extending the housing moratorium that was set to end on the 31st. So we're really but only through January 31st. But this gives people they're making rental assistance, and they're going to pay back rent up until 18 months. So that's a good thing.
That should help a lot of people.
And that's targeted towards as Trump would say, towards the Hispanic, African American and Hispanic people who are good people who have been treated very poorly. So, and I'm glad you think like that. Maybe he'll come out and demand reparations with us, right?
He had a chance, though. And that's what I'm saying. When you have a chance in that first term, you got to go all out because you might not get a second term.
Right?
Even with I'm the term of things right now. I might not get a second term, so I come in right away and deal with racism immediately.
Yes.
So that black people can work in a comfortable environment. Then, if we do get to a second term, we can start talking about other things, but. You need to make sure, especially if you're a black person. I'm getting off subject. Let's go back to the.
That's what our show does here at Morning Coffee. We talk like when we never know where our thread would talk. We just sort of run off our chemistry and how that and what comes to mind.
I would just say this to anybody, any black person who gets elected. Let's make it a new rule that we address racism in our first terms. And that we do something about racism, no matter if you're on the school board, if you're the president of your class, if you're a legislature, if you're president, vice president, address racism in your first term because you might not get a second chance. So I just want to say that. And if you do, then you can broaden out after that. But in that first term, we got to address systemic racism, and people want it. I won't even say something like right now. Oh, they're talking about the Movement for a People's Party or something is putting out a health care for all. Let's put out let's do sign. But when you look at the exit polls from the last election, health care for all was not at the top. That's not why people came out and voted. So not just them, other organizations, they'll just try to force issues on people that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about reparations. Or the exit polls in this election, the number one issue was the economy. And then after that, it was racial inequality. So those two issues, the economy and racial inequality, we're talking about reparations.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about. So,
again, bad when you talk about reparations, though, like The two subjects that really get the goat of white America are reparations and racism. They hate to be called racist, and I understand. I wouldn't be want to be called something I don't think that I am, but when you use certain terms and you do things a certain way, it comes off to people of Black people, American descendants of chattel slavery, as being racist. And when a Black person tells you you're a racist, you really need to take a look at it, because your thoughts on racism and my thoughts on racism are two different thoughts. If you're trying to force your agenda on me and you think that it's okay, and I see that as you using your white privilege to try to force your agenda on me, instead of compromising with us, you're trying to make us do what it is. Even when we're driving, I'm driving sometimes. White people just jump in front of me because they just think they can with no blinkers or nothing. I'm not even understanding. Like, this is what you do, and that's a very racist thing to do. Yeah. If I call you racist, it's not because I don't have nothing else to do or I just don't like you. I call you racist because you are exhibiting some racist behavior, and I would like for you to stop it. And I will talk to you about it one-on-one. I don't have to put you on blast on Facebook. Let's talk about the things that you do that can make it better.
Yeah, and I think we shout out to all the allies and shout out to all the people who are standing up for Black lives and Black issues, and especially those who support reparations. I think but again, back to the stimulus package, I'm glad that there's money. I'm glad that there's going to be money in there for Black businesses to access, because it's the Black community, we have a strong entrepreneurial spirit, but we just have access to the resources that we need to keep our businesses going and flourishing. And even inventions, Black inventors, there's still a lot of Black inventors.
And their inventions, a lot of our inventions have been taken. Like, they just take our ideas and use them as their own.
But I know,
be very careful about that.
And just real, I know that moratorium on rent is real serious, because at one point I heard that like half the north side was facing. I might be exaggerating the numbers a little bit, but right. Like, a lot of people over north were facing evictions. I'm pretty sure it's the same way on the east side. Anywhere where ADOS is, it's tight on.
All over the country. Now, see, Minnesota, we have our own moratorium. Our moratorium was going to last to the 31st. Like, we weren't. It was Minnesota and a few other states that were not in jeopardy of losing their homes. But across the country, those moratoriums on rent, like in California, New York, Chicago, those moratoriums were gone on the 31st of this month.
Well, they extended the one here, right?
Yeah, they had. That we did our own.
Right.
Like, our governor, it's like the one thing that he did that was good. Shout out to one term Tim. It was the one thing that he did that was good was to approve moratoriums on rent, and that had not been lifted. Ours, it has an ongoing thing time period right now. So we weren't in jeopardy of losing our homes, but across the country, Americans were going to be had signs outside saying no evictions outside their window, and cries out to the government to no evictions. That there was going to be millions of people on the street.
Is there anything in the package for people who are working who won't be able to get unemployment insurance and stuff like that?
I didn't hear any. I got to be honest, I didn't listen for it. I haven't heard, other than medical assistance, the Green New Deal. They put something in for energy, so they're creating like thousands of new jobs for energy under the energy package, under the term energy, and creating new jobs for that. Other than that, I did not hear. Now, I did hear if you were working and you had to file unemployment and you had working wages and self-employment wages, that they were going to give you an extra $100 in your unemployment because of that PUE, those unemployment, those self-employment wages were not going to be counted. So they gave you extra $100. That's what I did hear. There is a part that says community leadership. There's a portion in there that talks about community leadership grant. And I want to look more into that, because if that's the case, then there should be money that maybe we can take more people. We can take people to Washington right now. And I just want to make a plea. We want to take young people to Washington with us, and we need more money to do that. So we are asking that you would donate to BLM Minnesota. And our Cash App is $, and BLM MN, so that we can take our youth with us to Minnesota. This is going to be a very big historic event, and we want to take as many of our young activists with us as we can, and make that available to them.
No doubt. So yeah, just to recap real quick, it's we're demanding reparations and police accountability on day 1, on the day of the inauguration in Washington, D.C. Please make sure that you can get out there. Let your people on the East Coast know about it. We know these events can swell up really quickly on the East like that. So please, if you know anybody, get the word out. You can go to the Black Lives Matter Minnesota Facebook page and RSVP, and share that, share, and let's get out there thick in DC on inauguration day.
And I also want to say that, the whole coronavirus has taken its toll on America, but more so it's taken its toll on Black America. And that's because we were already at the bottom of the totem pole. We were already the bottom caste. So when it came to employment and working and businesses and being tested for the virus and being, treated for the virus, we got the short end of the stick. I just want to, while it's on my mind, and I know we're going to talk more about this later on in the week, we're going to do a panel on the coronavirus, but just while it's on my mind, I'm not that confident in this vaccine that they have. And we're going to elaborate that more later in the week, but I'm just not that confident. And it's not just because of the Tuskegee experiment. It's about hundreds of years of being mistreated, being lied to, being tricked, being bamboozled by white America. And I don't like saying white America, because we're one America. This land is your land. This land is my land. I love the flag just like you love the flag. The blood of my ancestors is engraved in that flag. It's drenched in the blood of my ancestors. We built this country. So I love this country. Let me say that. But the people in this country, in America, who don't look like me, have had a long history of lying to people who look like me and making us guinea pigs for experiments. And slavery was a really bad thing. I just want to let you guys know that. You talk about it with a minimum concern, but that was huge for us. And we have not recovered from that. We never recovered from slavery. We still suffer with post-traumatic slavery syndrome. See. What did he say? We are not the last on the list. I want to know who comes after us. Who comes after us?
We don't want to be, but
for real.
The data says something different, unfortunately.
Daphne says this is not their land. This land, she said, this don't belong to them. Ooh, that's a whole nother show, Daphne. We can talk about that all day. Yes.
So yeah, again, it's the March for Reparations. We're really excited about that. If you could come out, spread the word, let people know about it, and we're really excited. Thank you for having me on the show today, Minister Toya Woodland.
I'm so glad you were here. Come, Black nurses are getting it. Yes.
And they showed a nurse take one yesterday, and then she passed out on the floor, like right after she took the vaccine. She took the medicine and then just passed out. It was crazy.
I don't want the vaccine. So, if I'm not the last on the list, make me the last when it comes to the vaccine. When we're talking about last on the list, we were talking about financially,
socially, politically, economically, spiritually.
Yeah, that's what we're talking spiritually. That's where we're coming from. We're not talking about the vaccine. They want to give us the vaccine first. That's the only time they ever wanted to make us first is when it came to this vaccine. I'm good. I don't trust them enough to take the vaccine. I'm gonna take my chances with my mask, and I'm gonna keep it moving. But yeah, Black nurses are getting the vaccine, and in 6 months, if they don't develop another toe or something, I might take it too. We'll see what happens. But I thank you, Trahern.
We need more Black nurses, though. We need more Black doctors. We need more Black healthcare workers. We need more Black scientists that can help us develop medicines that are scientifically designed for our chemistry and our body makeup and things like that. So,
definitely said they're giving the male nurse, giving the male nurse a fake vaccine on live TV. How did we find out it was fake? I want to fact check. How do we know it was fake?
Yeah. So, hey, just all I would say to everybody is do your research. We're going to have a show about this, though, tomorrow, I think.
Yes.
Have different people, so it's not just people saying, don't take the vaccine, we want to hear different opinions from the Black community. And
yes.
I believe we're going to do that tomorrow. And I just want to thank you for having me.
I thank you for coming, taking time out your busy schedule. This is the hardest working man in social justice, guys. It's like he like the Tom Joyner. If you remember Tom Joyner, they say he was the hardest working man in radio. He's like the Tom Joyner of social justice.
Teamwork makes the dream work, and I'm glad to be able to have a lot of good people around me and stuff. I really want to thank the people who've been working on the St. Paul Recovery Act. I want to thank City Councilwoman Jane Prince for putting in the work, actually being on that book club meeting with us every month.
Yes.
And
thank you.
Helping with the resolution, put that together, everything. We sat down and hammered that out together, So that was really powerful. Georgia Ford, yourself, Darnella Wade, Brother Jeremy, Chantel Allen, Rashad Turner, Reverend Miller, Black Minister, God bless you guys. And this, we just did something that I believe is going to be historic for our people, but I know we got to go.
Yes, we got we got a lot of work to do.
Thank you for having me on the show again today.
Thank you for coming, and I'm gonna let you go so I can close out my show and tell everybody what we'll be talking about next time. But I so appreciate you, and I appreciate all the work you do.
Thank you for having me. Peace.
So, I think that was awesome. We had Trahern Crews come out and take time out of his schedule. When I tell you, it's hard to pin him down. To get him, it's really hard. So I was really grateful about that he was able to come out. And so Daphne said that it should be people having chills so bad they're cracking their teeth. Oh my God, Daphne, I want you to come and be on the panel for the show that we're going to do on the coronavirus. So if you can, I would like, and let me say this Daphne's my good friend. I don't have but a few, and Daphne's one of them. Matter of fact, I think I have two. So Daphne is one of them. She's one of the two. So you know how important she is to my life, right? My friend's been working, and I have not had an opportunity to talk to her or see her in a while. And I just want to let you know right now that I miss you, sis. So whenever you have an off day, then maybe we could get together and have coffee or talk, because we ain't never been afraid of the coronavirus. We've got, we've never been afraid to see each other. And thank God that he has a hand of protection over our lives, because we have yet to have encountered that in anyone that I know. I pray for my friends daily. I am a minister. And so I believe in the healing power of the Lord. And I'm just going to say that. I believe that I wake up every morning and I have a list. And my list is like this, like as long as this sheet, with all the people I do community work with, the people I love, my friends and my family. And I go through the list every morning and pray for everybody individually, that they are safe and kept out of harm's way, and that my friends and family and loved ones and community members and leaders that I work with, that I need so desperately, do not catch the coronavirus. And to this day, it has been working. So thank you. Thank you, Lord. I'm glad. Yeah, you have to call because I am still available, even though I'm out of town. I'm still working. I'm at my son's house right now, and I'm still doing my show. I'm still going to be working. We got a meeting tonight for the reparations rally in Washington D.C. And again, we urge you, if you care about the future, you might not even care about reparations, but let's talk about this. By 2050, it is said that Black people will be extinct if we don't get the reparations that are owed to us. If we're not able to fully support ourselves, that extinction is very, very real for us. So I want to urge you to come and be a part of this historic event. Never before has this happened. Never before have we done anything. Best believe when worst comes to worst, yes. So we want to urge you to come out and participate, even if you have, like, if you're an organizer and you feel like your town or your state would benefit from being a part of this, or your organization would benefit from being a part of this. We have several organizations signed on. You can go to the Black Lives Matter page, Green Party Black Caucus page. You can go to my page, ICIL Ministries. You can go and you will see the flyer, or you can just inbox me and I will give you more information about what's going on, or you can inbox Trahern and he will give you more information about what's going on. We are so glad that you joined us this morning. Samantha will be back on Wednesday. Yay! We're excited about that. We'll be back to our normal show. Hey, morning coffee, and I'm really excited about the show that she and I have been doing. I'm excited about what's to come. Because we have this awesome chemistry, and I really adore that. I really adore working with someone that we just feed off of each other, and that was just it. Not often do you find people like that you can just feed other women, that you can just feed off of each other. And I'm just really glad that God put that team together. And I miss you, Samantha. I missed you today. I'd be glad when you come back. And let's talk sometime this evening, and we will go over Wednesday's show. And we are trying to build a show here. We are trying to bring you informative news on Black news. We're trying to build more Black news, that we are being informed of what's going on in our community, what's going on with America as it pertains to us. So support. Go to my YouTube page, subscribe, like. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. I'm not asking for any money. Remember that if you want to donate to BLM, is the Cash App is BLMMN, and we are looking for funding so that we can go to take our young people to Washington. I want to thank you all for being here with me. I'm going to end the show about 10 minutes early. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to talk about because my partner's not here. But yes, I thank you all for tuning in, and please go to the YouTube page. Go like and share. Just continue to like and share. Ask people you share with to like and share, because we want to grow this to a point where we are bringing news not only locally but across the country, that we are bringing, letting our Black voices be heard more so in the media. We always complain about there not being enough Black media. Well, a lot of us have been starting our own Black media. So we need your help to sustain that Black media, to sustain those entities. And I need your help to help build mine. So I want to say thank you. I thank you for tuning in on Sunday nights to the Trahern Crews show. I thank you for tuning in to on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays to Morning Coffee with me and Samantha. And I just appreciate your continued support. So we love you. We love you here at Morning Coffee, and we want to continue to bring you news that you can use in our Black lives. Have a blessed day. Talk to you later. Tune in for our show on our show on the coronavirus, right here on this channel, on this YouTube channel right here. And I believe it's going to be tomorrow, so watch out for that. And if you're subscribed to the channel, it'll give you an alert. So subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow evening. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.